Hey everybody, Mac and Damer here for OCR Kings. We have a special treat from our friend David Best. He's sending us a
Yeah,
sit rep from the Raymond James Stadion event. It
very
was
cool.
held on May 10th, 2025. This is different for us because we don't often get out to those types of events. So we're
Yeah.
glad, David, you sent us this great information. He starts off right with a reference over here. He asks, "Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is that not why you're here?" Okay. All right. Thank you very much, our reporter at large, David Best, as he describes himself. He says the answer is yes. And he was quite entertained at the Spartan Raymond James Stadion event held on May 10th, 2025. It was a one-day event that included a kids race as well as the teddy bear crawl, which is
Yeah,
done for
yeah,
charity. Very
very
cool.
cool.
We did a video on that, link in the description below. He said the race is held at this venue since 2023, and it is contracted to run until 2026. So at least one more year. If you haven't been there and you want to, you better get to it next year. I'm sure registration is open already. Check them out at Spartan.com.
That's right.
This particular race is part of the Honor Series that commemorate and honor the military and
Very
first
cool.
responders who overcome those everyday obstacles in an effort to serve and protect our community and our country. That's amazing. We were just talking about an Honor Series event, and Tom
That's right.
actually had a recommendation for the last event that he did, and we agreed. I think Honor Series races are fantastic.
Yeah.
Not the
And the cool metal too.
You get a cool medal.
That's
That's actually what David is telling us right now. Also, there's a special medal, so it's a win-win situation. So very, very cool. So
right. So a little bit about the venue history logistics. So Raymond James Stadium is home to two-time Super Bowl champ Tampa Bay Bucks. They won in 2002 and in 2020, as well as the University of South Florida Bulls football team. The stadium opened in 1998 and can seat a maximum of 75,000 people. Has
a lot of
hosted
people.
three Super Bowls, has also hosted some pretty big musical acts: Beyonce, Taylor Swift, U2, Rolling Stones, and David says he was lucky enough to attend the Rolling Stones. Very cool.
Cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
The stadium is conveniently located less than 10 minutes from Tampa International Airport and about 20 minutes from Busch Gardens and Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. So pretty decent spot to get in and out of.
Hmm.
That's for sure. And certainly flights to that area, at least from our area of the Northeast down to Florida, are very cheap. Once your Spartan race has been completed, there are more than enough things to keep you entertained afterward. Hotel, restaurant options are too numerous to list. Okay? It's also conveniently located in the city. If you need to walk, there's actually no problem. Multiple beaches, parks within minutes of the stadium.
Well, it's
Yeah,
funny.
very cool.
It's funny that he should mention walking because I did a little preview of this, and he goes on to talk about parking, registration, and security checks. Uh-oh, buckle your seatbelts.
That's
There's
right.
some snafus, I think, coming up over here. He says he was able to attend this event last year, and parking registration as well as the security check into the stadium were a snap. It wasn't like that this year, however, because
Uh-oh.
parking, and registration were a nightmare.
Oh no. Okay.
But it wasn't the fault of Spartan, so says David. It was actually the fault of Hurricane Milton and the Tampa Bay Rays. Okay. Since their home venue, Tropicana Field, was destroyed during the hurricane, they are playing their home games this season at Steinbrenner Field. The spring training home of the New York Yankees, which is across the street from Raymond James Stadium. The Rays had to use the parking area located at Raymond James because the Rays had a 4:10 game scheduled the same
Oh
day
no.
as the event. With the Milwaukee Brewers. Yikes. That meant Spartan had to reconfigure and reroute the race to accommodate both events.
So
Yeesh.
parking.
So parking was very slow as they only had two people collecting the $10 to get in. Yikes. Okay, that could only be paid by credit or debit card,
Oh,
no cash.
that's convenient.
Yikes. The registration tables were placed in an area that had limited access, and people thought they had to wait in one long line instead of multiple smaller lines we Spartans are accustomed to. Some Spartans waited in line for hours.
Oh boy.
Yikes. But just when you think you've made it into the venue after battling your way past parking and registration, then comes the security check. Passing through the metal detectors and having the security force search your bags was quite the ordeal for more than a few Spartans. Numerous Spartans had their gel and mustard packs as well as their electrolyte packs confiscated. And one young lady had to throw away a perfectly good and empty Nalgene bottle, which she planned to fill once she entered the venue. Oh my God. You can take my
Uh,
bottles, you can take our
that's
lives, but you can't take our mustard packets. What? Oh my goodness. All right. There was also a racer that wasn't allowed to bring in a banana and had to eat
had to
it
eat.
before entry was granted.
Forced him to eat it.
Maybe he didn't bring enough for everybody. Did you
That's
bring
right.
enough for everybody? You better eat that right now. Once inside, there was the normal bag check, store and vendors. Okay, it's
Uh,
kind of anticlimactic. Once you get in, maybe that was the move. Throw away those gels.
that's
Okay,
right. Yeah.
now come in and buy our gels, which are marked up by like 400%.
All right. So
Yikes.
course conditions and obstacle layouts. Let's see if this is any different than that last section. Last year's race was hot and humid, and David was hoping this year's race would be different. Well, it wasn't. It was very hot and humid, and David's a lifelong Floridian, so he knows all about the heat, and yet it was still hot and humid. Over 3,200 racers and many more spectators battled the elements, both natural and man-made, to participate in this Stadion spectacle. This course layout was as follows: 4-foot overwall, jerry can carry, heavy jump rope, Herc hoist, slam ball, push ups. It was like both slam ball and push ups were in the air conditioned locker room. All right,
That's
that's
nice. That's
a
okay.
a little break.
Plush.
Then onto the stadium grass for rope climb, barbed wire crawl, box jumps. Then back into the interior of the stadium for monkey bars and then Atlas carry. Then a multitude of corded low crawls up to the top of the stadium, where a nice sandbag carry up and down multiple flights of stairs awaited racers. Okay. David passed many Spartans resting in the stadium spectator seats, completely gassed from both the heat and the stairs.
Yikes. And no mustard to boot. Jeez.
That's
What are they
right.
supposed to do?
Then a weighted vest, along with more corded low crawls, took us down to level 2 of the stadium, where then engaged the 6-foot wall, then down to the ground floor for some short runs to the multi rig. Multi rig had a special config for stay down events. In its rings, let's see, as it is rings only, and the rings were made of nylon instead of the metal rings.
Hmm.
Okay, little mixed up.
Interesting.
This caused problems with wet, sweaty hands and the rings being so light that they can get away from you very quickly. Okay, another short run, spear throw. Spear throw was set up in an area of asphalt and concrete. And while David had no problem, Spartans that ran in the afternoon were limited to one working spear throw
Oh,
lane.
no.
Uh-oh, as the others were all broken from the impacts with asphalt and concrete.
Yikes.
Uh-oh.
Not good.
Yeah. Then back onto the field for the 7-foot wall, Z wall. Let's see, ram burpees, A-frame cargo, gauntlet, and finish line. The obstacles omitted from this year's Stadion race were the tonal rotational chop and rolling epic.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
David
stadions always throw on a little bit different there
yeah,
with
he's
what they
giving
can
us
get away with.
the straight dope. I don't
Yeah.
even know what the tonal rotational Hassan chop is. I don't know. And rolling epic. Okay, neat. All right. Well, recommendations and final thoughts from David Best says, I think Spartan needs to address the following to make this and all future Stadion races more user friendly for both spectators and participants. They need to double the amount of people collecting the parking fees from 2 to 4. Okay.
Okay.
Even double that again.
That's right. Yeah.
The registration area needs to be in a more accessible area, as well as someone to direct people on where they need to go. They need the race director to meet with both stadium and security staff to review entry procedures, as well as what is allowed into the venue, right? Bananas, goo, gel, and electrolytes should not be prohibited items. Racers need to wear large wrist and sweatbands, I guess, to carry a microfiber towel to help alleviate wet hands, which will help in completing the grip obstacles since this race is hot and humid. Okay, that's very smart.
Yep.
With that being said, David highly recommends trying a Spartan Stadion event as it is such a unique experience. The stadium, the music, seeing yourself and other Spartans on the Jumbotron, as well as your interaction with the spectators. It's great. I like the Jumbotron thing. I think
Yep.
that's super cool. Just for a few hours, you are transported back to the days of ancient Rome, where you were able to participate in such a spectacle. He was affected in this way. He was transformed from your mild mannered OCR Kings reporter at large into a gladiator, your champion, Maximus Bestimus Delirious. That's
That's
pretty
right.
good.
That's right.
I like it. Okay, so he'll leave you with this one final thought: what we do in life.
Echoes in eternity.
And until his next report, this has been OCR King's reporter at large, David Best, bringing you all the best Spartan offers us.
Very cool. All right.
Bravo. Love the
Yes.
references, by the way.
Thank you,
Fun stuff.
David. Very, very well done.
All right. We'll put a
Yeah.
link to this. Let's put it on our blog so people can read for themselves. And, check
Yeah.
the description for links. If you want to save 20% on your next Spartan race, use OCR Kings as your discount code. Check out that link down there as well. But you know what? If you made it this far in the video, consider liking and subscribing. It really helps to
Please.
grow the channel, and we really appreciate it.
Sorry.
And we hope to see you out there on the course. But until that time, remember, as always, train hard.
Have fun.